Hi guys, this is Val from valkayink. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing something that I've been meaning to film for a long time. This will be a huge manga haul. Yes, it takes me a while to collect manga, but I've got some really interesting pieces to talk about today. So let's dive into what's been expanding in my manga collection. First up, we have Ace's Story. These are the One Piece novels that came out a couple of years ago, and I got these for my birthday. Just going out to the bookstore with my family, and these covers are so pretty. I'm so glad that they gave Ace these metallic covers. They're so interesting. Like I said, these are the One Piece novels, and they do talk about Ace's journey. So they aren't manga per se, but they do talk about his start when he left to be a pirate and his development with his crew and the Whitebeard pirates. And they're very easy and enjoyable reads. We get a little bit more into Ace's past and up to his demise. So these are fantastic. If you do see these, pick these up. I did hear a while ago that Oda was willing to draw these, so there might be manga versions coming in the future. But these were just really fun to read after I got them. You know, these are great to just sit in a chair with a cup of hot cocoa and dive more into Ace's character and the people around him. I really, really do enjoy these. While we're on the subject of One Piece, I've been, of course, continuing my One Piece collection. I've been collecting One Piece since Volume 1, so it's an ongoing collection, but here are the ones I picked up. And these are basically from the end of the Whole Cake Island arc into Reverie into the start of Wano. So the Wano covers are just so pretty. I really, really like these. Here we go. 92. I cannot find volume 93 anywhere in my state. Even online, if I do find it, it seems to be at an overinflated price. I am having the hardest time getting volume 93. That's the only one I'm missing right now. Otherwise, I'm up to date with the manga releases. I love this cover. Can I just say that like rainbow cover is so appealing, and Brook and Chopper and Luffy just looking great. Yeah, so I did pick these up just over the past, it's honestly been a couple years since I've done a manga haul, but I am really, really enjoying this story, and like the art in here is just Oda at his best. You know, he just consistently seems to be improving and refining his style. So I'm really, really happy to finally have updated all the way except for volume 93. I will find volume 93. It's going to take a little bit more digging or just waiting, but I will get volume 93 at some point. Manga's been a little bit tricky to buy lately. It's a very interesting development. Speaking of slowly and ongoing collections, Golden Kamuy is still one of my absolute favorites, and I did manage to pick up volume 10 and volume 11 and volume 12, but I know that we're probably up past the 20s now. So yeah, Golden Kamuy is, again, just an absolute thrill ride of a series with crazy things happening, and Sugimoto being absolutely amazing through them. I have to be careful as to what art I show, because some of it is very not safe for work, but I do absolutely adore this series. The best way I could explain it is imagine JoJo type characters, slightly more realistic and in the wilderness, going on a treasure hunt. It's just a breathtaking series. I really like Noda's art, just one of my favorites. I will complete this series. I'm still collecting this. I'm just being a little slow and kind of waiting on sales. Next up, another one that I completed and absolutely blew me away. I'm sure plenty of people have heard about this series already. This is Our Dreams at Dusk, and I showed this first volume in a previous video, but since then I have completed collecting the series. So here's volume 2, here is volume 3, and the gorgeous cover for volume 4. I just want to say that it's been a long time since I've read a manga that has made me cry. And some of the issues that are tackled in this are done so well, and they're so heartfelt and meaningful. Volume 4 was especially hard for me to read, just because I had a very close friend pass away from cancer, and so it was amazing to read a series where it felt so familiar and yet so different at the same time because the circumstances were different, but the feelings of I'm losing my best friend are still the same. So this one is near and dear to my heart. I really love it. I can't even, like, express how beautiful the art is in this series. Like, it's just lovely. I can't even find a page that's, like, truly, like, gorgeous. Just look at this art. It's just a very human story about, you know, people coming together in this LGBTQ club, and it's very heartfelt. I also appreciate that they have a character that's very much questioning. I think that's an important part to focus on. Not specifically focus on, but an important part to address in the world, because, you know, that's a very human thing to happen. But yeah, I just really fell in love with this series, and I haven't reread it lately. I probably will soon, just because it does take a lot out of me, but it's also just so satisfying and gorgeous. I'm sure you guys have already heard about the series, as I said before, but just tack this on as another recommendation for how wonderful this series truly is. Finally, of course, you guys knew I would be getting this. This is the hardcover edition of Lupin III: Greatest Heists, and this is also by 7 Seas. And at first I wasn't quite down with this cover. When I first saw the reveal, I was like, it's fine. Now that I have it in my hands, I really like it. So yeah, I'm still currently reading this. I have a Belle art card where I am. It's really fun to come back to the manga of Lupin. As I've stated in previous Lupin videos, I first was introduced to this character through the manga chapters, and it's very entertaining to read these chapters again after so many years, and the translation is a little different. I honestly think it's better in this one, and I think it actually makes Lupin more likable, if I'm honest. The very first chapters I read of Lupin, I actually didn't like Lupin as a character. I really thought he was just kind of an asshole and didn't like him. But I couldn't stop reading because the chapters were so interesting. And now, of course, later in life, I absolutely adore Lupin, and I love everything Lupin related. And it is, you know, very different. Let me give you guys a taste of some of the early art. Yeah, there's some not so great scenes in here that I can't really show. But yeah, I mean, it's just beautifully done. I really, really like what they did with this release. I'm hoping that we get more chapters. I'm pretty sure this is not all of them. There are a couple of chapters that I thought were early chapters but aren't in this, so maybe the ordering is different. But that's totally fine. Like, Lupin is designed to be that way, and I'm really, really enjoying owning this one. So yeah, if you guys are at all curious, definitely give this one a shot. It is pricier because it is a big hardback cover, so it's really dependent on how you collect manga, but I'm personally very happy with it. I hope we get some more hardcover versions of the Lupin series in the future. Next up, these are going to be manga that I found while thrifting, and this means that these are big sets, complete sets, that I couldn't believe I found, and I found them a few years ago, and they might be some of my best manga buys, at least to me because I like these. But I found my very first BL manga that I ever read at a thrift store, and I'm still tickled by this. This is all of Fake, and this is the Tokyo Pop Fake. This is all of the volumes. There are 7 volumes of Fake. This is actually a police manga about 2 detectives that end up falling in love by the time the series finishes up. And I think it's pretty well known. The art style is pretty well known. This is Mato, and I loved these characters. This was sold to me from a local comic book store when I was in middle school as a police drama. Because they didn't really advertise when things were BL or Yuri or Yaoi. So I always thought that was funny. But I do really love the art. D's my favorite. I like all of these characters though. Yeah, have you guys read Fake? Is it like well known? Like it's part police drama, part love story. It's actually quite fun. I'm curious how many people know Fake. I mean, I imagine some of you do. But yeah, it has a very specific, like, pointy art style. Oh man, I really like it. And yeah, so I have it now. I haven't reread it yet, it's just been sitting on my shelf. I think I got all of these for like $20 for the whole lot, because thrift stores here don't really know what they have sometimes. Which is fine by me, because it means I can have like an old memory again, so I'm pleased about that. Last and certainly not least, here is one giant stack of Hanakimi, and here incoming is the next stack. Woo! This is all of Hanakimi, all 23 volumes, that was coming out on a cart in a thrift store, meaning it was a new arrival. $15 for all of this. It's the best deal I think I've ever gotten on a manga item. But yeah, so I'm pretty pleased that I got all of these. I guess I'll show you guys the covers. These kind of come in the same vein as like manga I was reading when I was younger. Things like Hanakimi, Kari Kano, Skip Beat, you know, things in the romance vein that make this series great. Fushigi Yugi I'll throw in there as well. Here is Hanakimi. And the whole story revolves around a girl that is an athlete that falls in love with another athlete, and she transfers into a boys' school to be near him. And she has to pretend she's a boy. And of course, romance antics ensue. Just very classic shoujo art. This story starts very slow and then really picks up. And I really, really like it. Is it the best one ever? No, I actually like Kari Kano a little bit more. But I really, really do think the art's pretty. And I can't believe someone just kind of gave up their whole collection. These actually go for quite a bit online. I wonder why they didn't just sell online. But I'm just really happy to own it now. I'm just realizing that there's one more thing I think I didn't talk about that I need to go grab. But here are the covers. And this story goes places, it's fun. It's just a good classic shoujo, so I'm very happy and entertained that I have all of this. One last thing that I want to talk about, back when I did a little manga tag, I was talking about waiting for MW to come in, and this is Tezuka's MW. Let me show you the side, the back. Yeah, I really like that we're getting more Tezuka stuff. This was a earlier release, I think a few years ago. This is a chaotic story about a nerve gas called MW, and the people who made it and the two individuals that discovered it and got affected by it. This story is dark because one of them who was affected by it turns into a serial killer, and it's kind of a hunt for a serial killer. And his best friend is a priest. I say best friend, but they're much more than that. This one is just a crazy mystery. If you like a thriller, that's really what I would categorize this as. It is very indecent. There is some really nasty murders in this one. There's some really nasty trigger stuff, you know, like rape and stuff like that. But there's also a great government conspiracy that gets unraveled in this. It's very good. It's one of Tezuka's darkest and best, in my opinion. I really like this one. If you like Tezuka's darker stuff like Ayako and whatever, definitely try to locate this one. I got this copy for about $10, so you should be able to find it for that as well. And it is a chonker of a read, but it's very, very good. Anyway, guys, that is it for this one. Let me know down in the comments which ones of these were your favorites. I'm still in the middle of rereading Lupin, so I'm enjoying that. I can't wait to get more One Piece in my life. And that is it for this one. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and rock on, guys. Bye!